Hey, what's up? We're here in my design studio in Las Vegas, and lately I've been doing a bunch of things like reorganizing and building some new like workstations and things in my studio. My workspace is constantly in flux. Like I'm always changing what I'm working on and trying to improve it. So we're just in one of those periods where I'm making a lot of changes and kind of redoing the whole thing. So one of the things that I'm putting a lot of attention on is this new workstation. It's an area where I can document some of my work and do videos and things like that. But one of the things is I've added a new desk. It's this really cool white and orange work surface, and it's really awesome. But one of the things that really stick out is I have these old speakers. I don't really run monitors because most of the audio monitoring that I do when I'm editing videos, I do through headphones. So I've just got this cheap pair of speakers that I bought years ago that I just like the sound of, and they work and they're cool, but the veneer is peeling off and they're just not great. I've got this really cool new workstation and it's just this nasty thing that kind of sticks out. So, I read a lot of design articles and specifically a lot of articles about how design affects the planet and affects the environment. And one of the main things here is that recycling is awesome, but reuse is so much better. You're not expending all that energy to break these old products down back into the raw materials. And you're not then having to go buy new products to replace the old one. So reuse in almost every way is much better than recycling. So what I'm trying to do here is maybe not go out and buy a new pair, because that's my first instinct is I'll go pick out a new set of speakers. But if I can kind of look at these and say, what can I do to improve them? So maybe add some new features, make them better than they were. And then, of course, attack like the aesthetic perspective. I think it'd be a really cool kind of exercise. It's kind of a fun project. I keep a lot of paint, a lot of like scrap electronic parts, so it's just a matter of going out to my storage area and digging through stuff. So with that in mind, let's go take a look at the speakers. Let's start tearing them apart, and hopefully we'll have something that was cooler than it was before. Alright, welcome back. So you're probably following along with all the modifications and things that I was doing to these speakers. I've got one of them here. So basically I stripped down all that peeling old veneer, went to MDF, did a bunch of body work, so now I have nice gloss orange surface. My new desktop surface is orange, so these match really well. The edge of my desktop is a matte white, so that's why I switched the color of this bezel to this kind of matte white. So these are designed to match my new work surface really well. That's kind of the aesthetic stuff I did. But if you turn it around, originally these speakers were wired together. So the wires were soldered into the boards of the actual speakers, which is a pain, because if you break a wire or something, and mine were kind of getting old and they were causing the sound to be crackly, you're just kind of up the creek. So what I did was raided my electronics area. I always keep, spare parts and stuff around, and I got one of these like PC power supply style power connectors. So it just uses a standard like computer cable or power cable. So if I lose it, break it, whatever, it's super easy to find another one. Then you come down here, I have these little mono stereo jacks, and they go from mono to stereo. So like the output of the sound card comes into these speakers and gives them audio. And then next to it is a cable that connects to the other speaker. So what you end up having is two speakers that the wires can be completely disconnected, and they don't, you can move them or whatever. If I break the cable, lose the cable, or I need like a longer cable, it's no problem. You just unplug them, plug the new cable in, and there you go. So I took the mating connectors and I built kind of my own custom green cable, which is kind of cool. So I'm pretty happy with this. I spent no money, and I ended up getting a really custom, good sounding set of speakers that have some features that are really hard to find, and they're really catered to me. So I definitely encourage you, like if you're gonna throw away some old electronics or something, to kind of step back and say, can I reuse these? Can I, use them to do something else, or refurbish them like I did, and continue to use them for their original purpose? I think that's really the best way to go, and I think you end up with products that you really can relate to, and that are really catered to you. So I think it's a really cool way to go. I'm really pumped to go try these out. So I'm gonna go now and plug them into my computer, and I'm gonna go listen to some Spotify. But thanks for checking it out.